everybody, this is your nephew, uncle, your cousin, Dr. Kyjuan Brown, and welcome back to this episode of More Than Medicine. In this episode, we're going to talk about a cultural immersion with the Maasai Tribe of Tanzania. So before we get started, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and click the notification bell down the bottom so you can be notified of any content as it's released. Our cultural immersion with the Maasai tribe started in the morning by meeting our guide Alice. We drove about 45 minutes, getting an African massage along the way, and for those that don't know, the roads in this region are often unpaved and very bumpy, giving rise to the term African massage. The Maasais are a fascinating and rich cultural group that I learned about many years ago while in high school, and they're primarily found in the Kenya and Tanzania region near the Great African Lakes. They are known for their distinctive culture, dress, and close connection to the land and cattle, which are central to their nomadic lifestyle. As we arrived to the village, we were greeted by the son of the chief, who then informed us of the day's events, before escorting us into the village to get dressed in the traditional ceremonial attire for the welcoming ceremony. This ceremony was in honor of our arrival, as well as a symbolism of my appointment as Honorary Chief of this particular tribe. I was truly honored and humbled by this experience, as well as to simply be among a culture that I've learned about for so long.
For you, maybe we're going on the shadow there.
Okay.
Because of the sun.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have
He's the chief of those villages as well.
Okay. So now
The welcome ceremony started with a greeting dance and song by the men of the tribe, followed by the women of the tribe. This dancing song ritual must have went on for at least 45 minutes. And guys, it was hot. Sweat was dripping down my back and my face, and I felt like I was going into heat shock. But I realized that it was my sense of humility and gratitude for being welcomed in such a spectacular way. As a medical doctor, I did grow a bit concerned for the members of the village that were doing this spectacular display of their culture. However, I was reassured by the son of the chief that the villagers were so honored by our presence and were so eager to show us their full culture. The Maasai traditional jumping dance is one of their most iconic cultural practices and a significant symbol of their rich heritage. This dance is performed during a ceremony which marks the transition of a warrior to a senior warrior status. In these ceremonies, warriors form a circle with one or two of them jumping in the center of the circle at any particular point in time. These jumps are very, very high and very graceful, with the warriors maintaining a very straight posture. In the height of these jumps is considered a measure of the warrior's strength and prowess. Now, it's not just about the physical activity, because it was not easy at all, but it also brings about their competitive nature among the warriors. Alright guys, this is where it got interesting, and I almost turned vegan, but we had to go and catch the lunch. As an important part of the ceremony, especially as was in my honor, came the slaughter and the feast. Cattle and livestock play a very central role in Maasai lifestyle, providing milk, blood, and meat. Yeah, I said blood, and meat for the community to eat. It's quite interesting that only men are allowed in the kitchen in the Maasai village. As I wait patiently for this part to be all over, I had to suspend the thoughts of cruelty to animals in my mind to recognize that this is truly their customs and traditions, and especially as it was in my honor. I blessed the little animal, I closed my eyes, and kept them closed until it was all over. As a medical doctor, I was accustomed to blood dissection techniques, and I was so eager to jump right on in. When I say the Maasai eat everything, I mean everything. Nothing goes to waste, even the tripe. And as I mentioned earlier, blood is a staple in their diet. It's quickly put in a pot, stirred to prevent clotting, and consumed by all the warriors. This was an absolute no for me. However, Christopher took one for the team.
So who cooks? The man cook?
Now to make it fire, this was much harder than it looked, but the meat absolutely had to be cooked for me. And thus a fire had to be started.
You see the smoke?
Yes. But you gotta get the cheese cooked. What are they waiting for now?
Once the meat was thoroughly cooked, it was time for the Honorary Chief to go ahead and consume the liver. The liver is deemed to be the choice meat, and thus is only reserved for the chief. So as I sat upon his stool, I had to consume that liver, and it wasn't that bad tasting at all. Following lunch, it was time to drink some local herbs that they said helped to settle the stomach. I really kind of think that it was some anti-parasitic herbs, as the Maasais are very resourceful and rely heavily on the resources within their environment. And the final part of our day was a blessing from the local healer. He offered us a prayer of protection for our journey, and let me tell you, it was much needed, as there were many near-death moments on this great migration tour of Tanzania. Overall, this was a truly unforgettable experience. And as a member of the diaspora, I was eager to reconnect with our culture. Tanzania was almost biblical in nature. From the coats of many colors to the shepherds that tend their flocks, it was truly a sight to behold. So as I close out this episode, I want to thank Two Ocean Travel, Maurice Foley, for creating such an amazing cultural immersion. To find more about Maurice Foley and Two Ocean Travel, check the link below in bio. And I want to thank you for joining me on this episode of More Than Medicine. Please look out for more videos of the Great Migration Tour to Tanzania that will be featured in future episodes. Once again, thank you. And this is your nephew, uncle, your cousin, Dr. Kyjuan Brown. Good day.